everything in the end. Let me know when it's playing.
I think we're rolling.
We're rolling? Okay. Hello. Anyway, welcome to the first podcast of the unnamed episode, or unnamed show. I'm your host, Ashton Ego Jin, here with my co-host, Mateo, Mr. Brightside Nakuzi. And today we have a very, very special guest, someone that nobody else I would rather have as the first guest in the show. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, friend?
I'm Ian Renaissance Tsai, a member of the Ultimate Frisbee team this year.
And not only a member of the team this year, a captain of Smaug 2025-2026, one of the biggest years in program history. So my thoughts on today are, as everyone who talks to me knows, I do try my best to be always an honest individual. We are in a world, and especially a team, full of liars. People who don't really tell the truth at any moment. They kind of just, a recent rant I've been going on. I'm sorry that we're not even getting to the first topic already, but I have to get something off my chest. A recent rant that I've been going on is this idea that we just have a lack of honest people in this society because of the echo chamber that's going on, We talk about fantasy football recently. Hendrick's been going on a rant about how he only traded away, or traded for Chase Brown because of the echo chamber. And I really feel like Frisbee's the same way, and life is the same way on top of that. Because people just don't have original takes anymore, and people are scared to say their own opinion. They just fall into the echo chamber. So my goal for this podcast, right, is to not be part of the echo chamber. I want to speak honestly, but with that being said, I do need to watch myself a little bit and not go off the deep end. So, I'm going to try to speak honestly. We should all try to speak honestly, but, I don't want the editor to have to do too much work, So I'm going to try to make it so, we don't have to edit at all, but there's no promises on that. Anyhow.
Cut that out right now. Cut that out right now.
Anyhow. How are you doing today? You have a big weekend coming up.
I do.
Yes, a very big. We'll keep that as a surprise for the audience. I'll just say that when I heard the news, I don't know how you felt. You already knew. Did you already know?
I had found out. Somebody told me. I don't remember.
Yeah, I knew it was. I knew it was going to be at some point in the future. But then the night before, I was watching Survivor, and I heard I was with people for part of the team, and it was there was this one dude talking about, I'll leave his name unnamed for the sake of the podcast, and he brought it up, and he was talking to some random. He's like, yeah, my friend is doing this weekend, and I was like, what? How does this guy know? I was like, I had to calm down for a moment. I was like, this loser knows before me. But I was like, I thought about it, and really I was elated by the news. It was this proud moment for me. I'm a guy I knew for 15 years, has some big stuff going on in his life. It's it was truly this euphoric, happiness for me on behalf of my friend. So, I mean that to you. Congratulations, whatever it may be. Yeah, and I was happy. But anyway, we'll get into the first topic of the show today.
Should we talk about how we're all from Mounds View High School?
That's exactly what I just wanted to talk about. Clap it up, Capone, clap it up. It's time to really acknowledge that it's cool. It's cool, and we're on a team, and okay, we have 3 guys from Mounds View High School, some random high school in the suburbs of Minnesota, right? On the team right now, so Berkeley High is a traditional, that's the place everyone's at, right?
It's the feeder. That's the feeder.
Yeah, that is the feeder. But now, we didn't surpass them, right? Because they still have Pickus, Payback, Grievous, Nico, who, if we count him or not.
Up and coming.
Yeah, up and coming, but Wing, if we count him or not. So they have 3 to 5 people. I think that might be it, because there's no Charlotte Mogny's no longer in the program, and
there's some other rookies. There's some other freshmen GG recruited.
Yeah, there is. I think Pickus and GG have some friends, but at least talking Smaug alone, we could be tying Berkeley High this year, depending on what happens. Yeah. So that's crazy that a random school in Minnesota is producing 3 Smaug players in today's economy. Yeah. Isn't that wild?
And how many of those Smaug players actually played at Mounds View High School?
Well, we could say 1.5,
1.5?
Yeah. Because I played, but did I play? It's
so more Smaug players played for Mounds View Boys Soccer than Mounds View Ultimate.
Yeah, definitely. But then there's other questions.
Well, I think I played probably less on boys soccer than he played on Ultimate, which is saying something.
But one thing I really like, and this is another thing I wanted to get to at some point today, but between the three of us, it's like, all of us at least, we know what it feels like to not play on a sports team, right? You two with what you just talked about. Me, I mean, we can go down the list ultimate only, right? But I think it always makes me appreciate your guys' perspective more, right? Because when we talk to guys on the team, right, when Brightside says something, like Brightside in his freshman year, when I was a sophomore, captain for Smaug, at one point he was like, man, I'm playing every point out here. And I was like, oh yeah, how do you feel about it? He's like, I deserve it. I mean, I should be out here playing. I should be out here playing. And there would be times when, like, with full due respect, like somebody who comes from your favorite sport, like cross country, or somebody who like comes from a different sport says something like, yeah, like I should be out there every point, or like I have no idea what it feels like to not play, because I always play, you know. It was, it's like okay, those people's perspectives I can't take as seriously, but like
who on Smaug has never not played?
Well,
probably like Python.
Yeah, I don't know I mean, he comes from baseball and basketball, so I don't know how good they were. Like, I was thinking,
like Vision, right? Like, they play basketball. They talk a big talk about their basketball game. I know they're good, but, you know.
Yeah, did they start in high school? You know?
Yeah, I mean, they had to, right? Like, they're good enough that, like, they would have.
They definitely.
But they also, you know, they're known, like, a lot of Smaug guys are known to talk themselves up. So it's like, you know, they're talking about their high school sports feats. Mm-hmm. All right, you know, like, yeah, if I didn't hurt my knee, I would have gone to the league. Right? like we're in the same ballpark.
Yeah. For basketball?
Yeah.
Like for their basketball?
Yeah.
Well, I've seen them play. Like they both started.
Yeah, I'm saying that. Oh, yeah.
They both started by the time they were like junior.
Can we pull up like the max press or something?
Yeah, like their stats or something.
Oh man, I don't. All I know is like Vision was allegedly shooting like 29% from three, which if I were to be told that today, I'd be like, wow, that's a miracle. But given the time, you know, it was like, okay, maybe.
Always got a Huddle.
Maybe that was disappointing.
Huddle won't show his stats though.
3 steals versus Will Pittas.
Will Pittas? Respect.
Is that all he did? He just played defense?
It's
only steals.
His only stats are steals.
Wait, go to the max preps and see.
Oh, we got a max prep. Okay.
80 free throws per game? That's gotta be wrong.
Maybe on the season. He strikes me as a guy who would shoot a lot.
Shot 40%.
That's not bad.
12 points.
Yeah.
Oh wait, this is a single game.
How did he get 80?
I don't know what this 80 is. Okay, it's 2.2 steals per game.
That's pretty good.
Oh, he was okay.
So we're gonna talk about how he had over 122 blocks.
Okay, so that was not funny because I was not the only one.
Here's the stats: 9.4 points per game, 2 assists per game, 3.6 rebounds, 2.3 steals.
Honestly, not bad.
So low-key good defense, but I mean everything else is just kind of mid.
Yeah, not bad.
Because I like that I was not the only one to look at the spreadsheet and go like when it was like blocks per point and Saki was over 1 or whatever it was. I was like, there's no way. How does that make any sense? And then later he said he did it times 10, right, or whatever. So that was
why did he do that?
He was like, it needs to be more. It needs to be like more like.
There's better ways to normalize.
I want to respect Vish because he did take the time out to do the stat stuff. But what?
So we had a block every 10 points.
Ish. I haven't looked at the. You know, I wasn't exactly putting up numbers on that sheet, so I'd stay far away from it. But on a serious note, something I was wondering. So last year when he posted it, I was told long ago by Wing that in your freshman year playing on Smaug, Wing used to keep track of stats, and Lish was like, you absolutely cannot make them public. Like team stats, individual stats cannot be public. And I just saw last year Vision just ripped the spreadsheet into the Smaug.
Yeah, but it's like, yeah, I understand why you don't want them to be public, but it's like we watch our film, like you can just count it yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not doing the work, right?
I think it's different if like a captain or a
yeah. If it's like if you're gonna do the due diligence, like go for it. And I mean, like the stats are there. It's not like
because like Vision doesn't have any like power per se.
Yeah. What do you think about the allegations that he created the own stats to inflate? I mean, he made the stats to inflate his stock. You know, he knew he was going to be number 1 in the categories.
Well, that's why he did it, right?
I mean, like, well,
I don't want to hate, but like, if I wasn't putting up stats, I'm not looking at. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not doing that all the work, right?
Yeah.
If I'm putting up stats, it's
well,
like,
you're saying like his stock just in the general narrative.
Well,
or his
do you think
DPOY stock.
Do you think he specifically like targeted stats? Because stats and ultimate, like there's a bunch of them out there, and he was probably making up some.
There's
Right?
only so many that you can like accurately track.
Do you
right?
think-
Like think about stats like we don't do completed throws, right?
Mhm.
We don't do like touches,
Yeah.
right? Those
Uh-huh.
are relatively important stats. They're just harder
Mhm.
to track, right? It takes more effort.
Yeah. I don't know. Shout out to Vish. You know, he did good work for the team. I know that a lot of people use them to look at stuff. I just found it funny because at some point he was getting allegations of, oh, this guy's just trying to inflate his own stuff. He's trying to make his own DPOY campaign. You know, we all know about an individual who made their own DPOY campaign for Smaug once upon a time. Some called it a Mickey DPOY.
Did you win?
No, I know.
No. He was on O.
How
Yeah.
was it?
Osiris. There was.
Did he win?
Yes, there was. So I feel comfortable talking about this on cam because there was one point when we went to D1 regionals and he had a ball on our weekend, to his credit. Like he against Santa Cruz, like he had like Toby Warren in hell that game.
Yeah,
Like
we had Santa Cruz rattled.
Yeah. His mark is insane. This is why I continue to push narrative.
Santa
for him.
Cruz team that was 1 point away from going to nationals.
5 times from getting that one point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, like
So-
historical joke, right? But like,
Yeah. At some point during the weekend, I want to say maybe after our third game on Sunday, he just came up to me on the sideline. He's like, "I'm DPOY." Like, he's like, "There's just no debate anymore. Like, what film are people watching? Like, it's not a question. I'm DPOY." He just like randomly did that, and I was like, it's mad funny, and it is something.
Did you vote for him?
I didn't vote that year. Like I was low key like checked out by the end. I was like, whatever happens with these like Mickey awards, like I know I ain't winning anything. So like I'm just like I don't want anyone to win anything, you know? I'm just like I am not contributing here to Osiris's DPOY or Judge's. No, Judge's my boy. Like I would have loved to throw him an MVP vote, but I'm like, you know, if I have to like go stare down the Rookie of the Year ballot and I have to vote for like Python, Brightside, or Vision, like you know, how am I gonna support these guys? Like how am I gonna make their egos bigger? You know? So I was just like, I was checked out. But anyway, like it leads us to an interesting conversation because like honestly, when you're talking defense, you do need guys who think of themselves like that. You need a guy who's like, I'm good. Well, you were set to your Crows coach over the summer. Hey, put me in. I'm gonna get a ball. You need people with that type of attitude. So I found it super funny at the time. I still think he's like a bit of a clown for just saying that in the middle of the game, but I respect it. I mean, at a certain point, if Chip has really pushed this idea that if nobody's tooting your own horn, like you need to do it for yourself, and that's the best way for people to realize what you're doing. You know, so. Listen, I respect what Osiris did, and it's not like he's delusional. Like last year, when other people were making his DPOY campaign, he was out there saying, "I don't deserve it," you know. So,
Do you think anyone toots their own horn too much?
oh, absolutely. I mean, this is okay. I think there's two. This one I'm not going to say on camera. There's two names that come to my mind that you brought up to me, and you're like, leadership is talking about humbling these people. So, you know, like those are two guys who at least.
I've said that?
Yeah.
Wait.
I'll tell you after the film ends. And this goes to Brightside's point that I don't know if we can start resuming here.
Yeah.
I don't know if like I can agree with this point Brightside makes, even though like a part of me wants to. But Brightside's take since beat played of last year, the same day Nightwing was being racist to me. Brightside's point was like,
when was he raised?
Which time was he raised?
basically like he went to ground rice or something, and he was like, this is horrible rice. Like I go and no.
Did he tell you like that? Oh no!
Oh no, rice again, Joe.
Anyway, right? Like Brightside was giving this like impromptu take. He's like, don't get it. Like just don't get injured. Like if you get injured, just don't get injured.
Oh, I said it's a payback.
You said it's a
Payback is
payback,
talking
and I
about,
was like
injury prevention.
I was like, of everybody to say it to, I feel like Payback is the #1 person not to say it to, right? Because isn't he just like, wouldn't he just disagree vehemently?
Yeah,
You
Payback
know?
did disagree. He's like, it's not that deep. And I'm like, I don't know, man. It's worked for me. You know what I'm saying?
But
What, just don't get injured?
Yeah, I mean, like, look, knock on wood, but like,
I try to be sensitive to this conversation because at the end of the day, half our team is crippled right now, and it's not like these guys are.
even started.
Yes, I know, but it's not like these guys are making up their injuries, right? Just because
Yeah, they wouldn't. That might
Yeah.
be even worse.
I know, but like they can't control if they get injured.
I think you can now.
Yeah,
You think so?
Yeah, you can work. Hey, here. Here's my point. Here's my point. Who was at the KLS workouts last year every time? The one guy there who got injured was Cliff.
Yeah. And that was
Dini. But Dini was okay.
to be fair to Cliff, that was his first major injury in 4 years. First injury period.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. And then the guys that didn't go, everybody that's injured right now didn't go.
Payback showed up once. LaCroix showed up a couple times.
LaCroix was already injured.
Yes, okay.
All these dudes are hella injury prone.
These dudes have been
It's not really a hot
Payback is perennially injured. I mean, he is.
Yeah.
Croy is perennially injured. He's been injured. I don't even know what's going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
Vision, I don't know what happened to Vision.
He seems like he hasn't been injured.
He hasn't, but I don't know what happened. Listen, I agree. I mean, we have something.
Kama doesn't get injured.
Okay, Kama agrees with your take. He's been recently.
Yes,
injured.
yeah, but Kama's had hamstring issues. I guess in the last year he's been good.
He's been like fine, and he plays.
But
yeah, he'll play through it, which I respect.
Yeah.
Because I play through all my.
Yeah, I played like if I'm feeling like everything hurts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hey, you know what they say? By postseason, everyone's injured. You know. It just.
Hey, who's that one guy? The one guy in Stanford who played through a torn ACL?
Was that Belfiore or
no?
Okay.
No, Gabe something. I don't remember his name.
I cooked Belfiore.
Front cone on Universe, like.
Bro, he gave me the disc. He had the game disc. He gave me the disc.
You deserve. I go back and rewatch the film because, like I was saying earlier, like one of my most things I want to be cognizant of is not falling in the echo chamber. You know, not just going back in the season and regurgitating narratives, right? So
I do think I sold the game, but I also think
you threw a couple turns, but at the end of the day,
there was a lot of mistakes.
Great players can throw turns. Somebody's gonna have to throw the turns, right?
Cap.
You know.
There are definitely turns that I could have.
Listen. I agree, but when it came down to it, you made plays. You threw like 3 assists that game. I'm giving you respect.
Thank
you know? Yeah. You front home, their best player by far on you, their best defender by far on you. You won the game for us. You know. So hey, respect. You know, when the lights were brightest, and you were big on getting us to turn there, the defensive stop.
I stalled him out in 5 seconds.
Yeah. You were one of our best fast counters, and you were our best mark, honestly, besides Osiris, just based off stalling. Like, I have mad respect for that.
One of the biggest tips Lish has given me is that if you stall fast in the first
early in the count, they never call it.
I've
heard her say that too. Yeah. So
I've been starting to do that.
it's a good strat. Yeah. There's
certain. Actually, in the car ride on the way up to regionals, I don't remember who was in my car. I think Payback might have been in my car. We were practicing stalling.
I feel like I was in your car.
You might have been, right?
Yeah.
We were like with a stopwatch and seeing how fast you get to 10.
That's crazy.
And I think I got there in like 6 seconds, and I was modifying it to get it in 6 seconds.
Listen, the shame of Ultimate being primarily a self-officiated sport is sometimes games come down to the smallest of margins, like that UNC Oregon. We all watched it a couple years ago.
Oh my god!
That infamous 7.25 second stall or whatever.
Yeah.
That ends their season. And for us last year, like, who knows? You got to stall off earlier in the game too. That I was shocked the observer upheld. Because yes, but you
against Cal?
Against Stanford, you got 2 stalls off on Belfiore pretty much.
Yeah.
And like,
well, the first one was close. It was probably like 8 seconds.
Yes, I totally like for the observer. Like if they don't hear it blatant, I'm sure they just are gonna go with it. But it was huge for us. And even within that game, like in the moment that I thought we might lose, I thought we might lose to a bunch of rules because of Payback's the offsides pull controversy, right? So
okay.
That was his fault?
That was definitely his fault. Am I wrong?
No, you're not.
Yeah.
Like, yes, but I was not mad at him as somebody who was like on that point, you know.
Yeah, no, I wasn't mad at him at all, but I think I think the rules were upheld correctly. That's what I'm saying. I don't think it's his fault.
But it does sometimes. It's unfortunate that like games can come down to like these type of things, but it happens in every sport, right? We see it complained about in NFL and NBA about refs, this and that. And my general stance is like, for us to get where we want to this year, we have to be so good it doesn't matter, right? Or we have to elevate above it. You know, last year against Cal, like Ridge makes that like questionable foul call on Cliff, the deep ball one.
Very questionable.
Yeah, right. And it's like, we can sit here and be upset about that. Of course, like I wish that went the other way, but at the end of the day, they led the whole game. You know, it's like for us, like we weren't good enough, and this year, hopefully, when we get to that same position, if we get to that same position, right, we'll be good enough. That's the hope. So you can't, you know, you have to just put everything in your control.
Mm-hmm.
That's my take.
But I would also argue that at the end of the day, sports are sports.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, you see teams getting blown out or upset. Like, why did UCLA beat Penn State?
Yeah.
I think that's why sports are exciting. And I think it's actually sometimes, like, yes, you should have the mentality of, like, everything's under your control, so the uncontrollables don't matter. But, like, sometimes it's helpful to have a mentality where, like, you kind of just give up the uncontrollables and be like, hey, at the end of the day, like, sports are sports, and it's what makes things exciting.
Yeah.
But it also then, on the flip side, then you can, anytime you're playing a team that's quote unquote better than you, right? It's like, hey, sports are sports, anything can happen, right?
And hey, this guy, I give this guy credit for however many disagreements me and you have. He helped mold my mentality near the end of last year. Like, at a certain point, he just told me, he's like, none of these guys out here are that good. Like, I belong on this field. Like, why should we give this much respect to anybody? And I kind of came into this season thinking,
except like Dexter.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple guys. There's a couple dudes. I'm like, man, he's wrong.
Like, you play teams, right? And like, okay, like, what's a real good team?
Oregon State was probably the best ranked team, like, in terms of ranking.
Oregon State is a really good
last
team,
year.
and you like match up one-on-one against every player. And you're like, okay, there's like a couple guys.
Yeah, you match up against anyone out of the top 3.
And like, these guys are like, this guy, like, okay, maybe he's got better throws than me, but I'm probably a little faster than him. And it's like, at the end of the day, like, he's not better than me.
But
you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not outclassed here.
I know you just did that best 3 part, but let me ask you something. Felix Morin, their Callahan guy, who's played U24 twice, very hyped up. When you were guarding him in the dump set, was there any fear in your head?
No.
Like, exactly. Like,
but also, it's like, he's a U24 player, and he's like a D-line rotational.
Okay, yeah, I get it. He's not there for his offense and to be a superstar, but, you know, it's...
And like, he's like, he'll sky me like 10 times out of 10. But in the dump set, like...
Yeah, I hear you. But that's honestly my whole foundation behind this clamp list. It's building this mentality that it's like, going to this year, am I delusional? Do I think when I match up with Empire, I'm going to have this guy in jail? No. But it's like...
Should we get the clamp list?
You have to try. Yeah, we can put the
clamp list in here.
Yeah. You know, it's like you have to have the mentality that, like, I can do it. And, like, for certain plays, even somebody as bad as me will be able to do it.
All right.
You know? So,
it's
yeah,
readable.
we can discuss this.
Let's discuss the clamp list.
Yeah, and I can give you my total reasoning behind every name here, right? So it's shifted a little bit, as you can tell, because certain tasks have failed, certain tasks I've moved on from, right? But number 1, without a doubt, has to be LaCroix. And it's because of what we talked about earlier, right? You got a guy who talks a big game that hasn't proven much. So I'm saying, hey, I've watched the film, and by the way, the rant I went on numerous times this weekend, on Saturday when you called me and told me I made the team, and I went on a 20-minute rant about this, right, is people want to call me a cone, and then they get mad when I foul them, which, okay, fair, right? But I'm throwing LaCroix, I'll give LaCroix respect. Every time I've played physical on him or anybody else, he's the first guy to congratulate me. But he was the first guy, I don't know if I should say this on film, but to use the term D4, right? After he put that, it became strictly personal, right? This is a guy I'm going to clamp, right? I've done it before, and I'm going to do it again. Yeah. So he's number 1 on the list. Number 2 is Kama. Interesting name, right? For me, this is a bit of like a surprising one because a lot of
on there. Why is it surprising?
But a lot of people wouldn't be moved by this, right? Like, there's been he has said before. A lot of times when I view Ultimate, I view it as in like a player is mostly defined by how good of a thrower they are and how good of an athlete they are. That's the 2 main aspects of Ultimate. The problem is a guy like Kama, who I brought this up to before. We've talked about this, and he goes, "Well, if we go off that criteria, I'm a bottom 3 player in the team."
Okay, I'm acting like, let's respect Kama's athleticism.
I respect it, but he doesn't respect it himself.
He was running that tryouts.
Yes.
I think you have to respect both of them.
I totally agree. But he has told me that himself. I don't even think it. He's told me that himself, right? But I'm looking at him and I'm going, a lot of people have been like, he's the most annoyingly frustrating guy to guard because you think you can clamp him, but you can't. And specifically, there's a guy on our team I greatly respect who said he's the 2nd hardest guy to guard on the team behind Shine.
Can I guess who that is?
There's this, Cliff said that he's the 2nd hardest guy to guard on the team, right? So I'm like, hey, listen, with all the, and also, Kama, let's not pretend he has a small ego either. He thinks pretty highly of himself, right? So
yeah, he's told me a few times this season he's the best player on the team.
I know. Yeah, well, we can.
Yeah, he's like,
this season just started.
Yeah. We haven't even done anything yet. He's been telling me, he's like, I'm giving you my who's number 2 this year.
and the other day.
You know what he said? He said,
He's a huge glazer. He's a huge glazer.
He said you're number 2.
I moved him at practice on the rainy practice.
Loki, he's been moved by you before the season.
Yeah.
He's been just like pounding the drum. Yeah, it's just been glazed.
Oh, I got a fan.
The other day though, me and him ran sprints with Nico, and in front of this freshman Nico, who I like the guy, totally like him, but Kama is trying to bait me into giving my stock up, stock down. He's like, if you say yours, I'll say mine. I'm like, you can't trick me. You can't trick me with this 2.25 no more. You can't trick me with this. Okay? So he's number 2 on the list. Number 3 is you. It's a bit of a respect thing, right? But I look at it and I go, okay, he's a tough. Hey, Lish last year when she was writing the club primer or the primer for like Smoke guys who want to make Smaug, she shouted out specific people. She's like, to make Smaug, like, there's different types of athleticism. You could be fast in a straight line like Empire, right? You can jump high like Vision. You can have really quick change of direction like Shire. Or you can have a quick first step like Ren, right? So I'm thinking in my head, I'm going, let's see how really quick that first step is, right? Let's match up. Let's see what they... Because one thing I'll say, right?
How's that gone for you this season so far?
We haven't matched up much, right? Because first scrimmage, we were on the same team. Last scrimmage, super rating practice. Near the end, I took the matchup, right? Not a ton happened. You got open on a couple Culvers, right? You and Shire were going back and every other couple times. Yeah, not much happened. There's no film of it, right? So I can't say, right? But it's a respect thing, right? We're not going to see bums on this list, you know? Until we get to number 4. Because Duke of Arrakis is a guy who I don't like. I don't like Duke, right? And this is a strictly personal matchup to me, okay? Me and him are going to go at it this year, okay? I have a personal agenda to clamp him,
Why?
okay? Because I don't like Duke.
Why?
Because last year, I went up to him at practice, and the way he looked at me, he just pissed me off. So I told him, I said, I don't like you, and I'm going to clamp you. And then, one of the first practices last year after I got moved to O-line, Kama threw me this pass in zone, and I was like, I'm going to milk this. I'm going to milk this for a nice yardage game. And this guy, Duke, comes out of nowhere and smacks the shit out of it, D's it. And I was like, oh, and Kama, I could see on his face, he was fuming with rage, justifiably so. I made a grave mistake. And I thought that was it for my season. I thought Duke ended my season right there. So ever since then, it's been personal between me and him. And number 5.
Almost ended your season.
I remember that exact pass. I remember that exact pass.
Yes. You see, this is me saying to the camera, I never lie. Everything I say is true. Okay, I literally never lie. Brightside knows I brought up that exact play. So I told him.
Do you think Duke dislikes you?
Yes. We don't like each other, okay? I say I'm friends with most of the guys on the team. Me and Duke are not friends. We aren't friends, okay? We will match up personally many practices this year, and I'm going to get the better of him.
He's like a chiller.
Oh, he's awesome. No, he's a cool guy. He's a cool guy. You can admit someone's a cool guy and not like them, you know? It's like, I can watch Shea Gilgeous-Alexander and say, he has aura, you know? He's got game. But I can say I hate him, right? Duke is that guy, except he doesn't have game. And I'm going to show this year he doesn't have game, okay? And then number 5 is payback. Another respect thing, but, you know, first of all, let's just get all 3 captains on here, right? Let's just throw them all on here. Because at some point throughout the season, you know, it's like if we can show the leadership, if you can show the leadership, you can clamp them, right? Who else can't you clamp, you know? Show them firsthand, right? So that's the number 1 thing. And then number 2 is kind of what Brightside said earlier, right? This is a guy who's barely touched the field in 3 years, you know?
Last year he played a lot.
He did play a lot. He did play a lot last year, and I have mad respect for his game. But it's like, hey, as soon as you're back on the field, it's welcome to the jail cellar. You know, that's the way I'm approaching it. So we put some tough names on here. We put some guys that I know people look at this list and go, oh, Ego's toast. You know, and I respect that. People are entitled to their opinion.
I mean, do we have a successful list yet, or?
Well, listen. I'm 0 for 1. I'm 0 for 1, okay? And I'm admitting that. You know, there's the footage out there. You can see it. I lost my battle with Ev, and I respect him for that, you know? And
Are you going to request some matchups at practice next week?
No, it's just something kind of like it shows up. I go look at the line, and I run through this list in my head, and whoever's on the line that's on top of this list is who I go and mark off against. You know, that's the way I approach it. So, yeah. But this will continue to shift throughout the season.
What are your predictions?
I think number 1, it's going to be ugly for him. It's going to be ugly. I'm putting this guy straight in a straight jacket, and I'm not concerned whatsoever because this is a guy who needs, like, we talk about people on the team who come back after the summer playing club or talk a big game, and he's right up there on top of that list. And I respect LaCroix. I'm one of his biggest respecters. I'm the only guy who's seen his high school film, you know, seen his pre-injury freshman film, and I talk highly of his game, but at a certain point, you got to show me something, and you better stop calling me a cone. When so far, when I match up against you, I feel like you're the cone, right? So we'll see. Number one, it's going to be ugly for him. I am a little bit worried about 2 through 3. I will give you that. 2 through 3 is going to be tough, but you got to take tough matchups. I mean, nobody's going to be sitting here moved if I put. Well, I don't want to say names, but if I put some bums on this list, right? Nobody's going to be sitting here moved after I clamp them.
Well,
right?
let's give a few of those names.
So, yeah, number 4, we're right at it. Right? Number 4, I'm not worried. Number 4, I'm not worried, right? This is a strictly personal matchup. I'm going to be very motivated, and I'm going to take out Aramis, okay? And then 5, I'm 50-50 on. I think if I'm dialed, I think if I, take a nice nap before practice, hydrate well, I think this is a matchup I can take, I'm confident. Why would I not be confident? So this is how I feel.
Yeah, I don't think you're clamping me.
But we'll find out, right? We'll find out. We'll see how much of that we have to edit.
This is a
out.
good segment. This is
Yes,
a good segment.
Yes, I love
This is a great segment. The clamp list is a great segment.
Yes.
What are the odds?
Well, I have a question. I have a topic here.
So something I found this year actually for Smaug was the I got a big D stickers.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
And so I have a whole bunch of them. So I was like, oh, we gotta start giving them out, and I could take like probably so many.
Oh,
right?
okay.
Hey, I had a layup D actually in practice.
Oh, against Nico, right?
Nico.
He talked about it, and he was like, that was one of the filthiest Ds I've ever seen.
Shire threw it. So that, Shire's known for throwing into defenders. But
Whoa.
Respect the gun.
Respect my gun.
Respect.
That is a guy.
Shire's my go.
I know.
He's so tough.
But he loves to throw into a punch, right? He loves to throw into a good punch.
Yeah.
But who is gonna get these stickers? And I've been kind of forgetting to give them out, right? I know Dynamite had a layout D at practice.
He did.
I didn't give him a sticker because I forgot. Are you getting a sticker this year, Ego? Is my
This is the year I get my first layout D.
You don't have one at all?
No, I have attempts.
This guy's laying on the beach. Do we have a disc? Where's the disc? I need to do a demonstration for the camera. Where's the disc? Where's the disc?
You're talking about the one at beach where I bid 3 seconds after he got it?
Where's the disc?
I got a disc in my room. Let me go get a disc.
Let's get a disc. I gotta do a little demonstration on the couch. Yeah.
I got you. Oh, here we go.
I need the couch for
Cameras
to
in.
jump on.
Yeah.
So, okay, how are we gonna do this? Alright, so, I need you to stand in the frame.
In the frame, got you.
And, okay, so, this is about how the layout D went. Stand right here,
Got you. Okay.
Make sure you're in the frame.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna catch it and then I'm gonna
Here,
jump.
I'll just back.
Okay, so this is about the timing for this layout D. So, if Ego's catching it under, right?
Yeah.
Coming this way, face that way.
Yeah.
And then throw it up and clap it for the timing. And that was about the timing of his bid attempt at beach.
But
Except it was not stomach height. It was probably about knee height. The disc was not knee height. But we love to see Echo, and he had a good one after. He had a solid layout attempt right after.
thank you. And here's my thing.
And you have the layout capability.
I have. There was one small practice I went to late last year that I had the nastiest layout O. But the cameras weren't on. So nobody's gonna.
What else were the cameras on?
The kit. Oh, you're talking about
PDQ game 1 versus Gun, where Ego dropped, the centering pass or something, and I got a layout D to get it back in my first ever game. Cameras weren't on.
There's no film of that.
So
it didn't happen.
Real tragic, because that was low-key one of my better Ds.
Well, listen, that type of stuff motivates you to hunt for more. And the first step towards getting them is to try, right? No matter how close you are, no matter how far you are, right? You just gotta keep trying.
Should we have a segment where we give out, or are we just gonna give them out for if you just get them in practice? Or should we do a weekly, the person?
I think we should do it. Could be a tournament thing, I think.
Tournament? Oh, wait, not tournaments.
Just
And we'll just shout them all out.
Yeah, and we'll say at the end of the tournament when we do our shout out circle, it's
You give out the...
hey, I got these. Who got a layout D?
On behalf of you, I will be hunting this weekend. will be hunted.
Okay, well,
I don't know if
You're
we'll
saying
give
offense
out-
doesn't necessarily
I don't know if
count.
we'll give out the stickers.
I can give out a sticker to a rookie.
Yes, but not a.
I can't be taking.
Yeah, remember when I got
a sticker,
70s against Davis?
You got a layout. Was it Pomona at KFAL last year? You got a layout deal.
Okay, that was tough, bro. I low-key flew.
You have some tough moments for sure. You have some tough moments.
Do you think that when you get a layout D, that means that you were in bad positioning?
No, absolutely not. I think good players know how to bait it. I think you respect. I think you bait them. Like the one you got against Santa Barbara, like everyone knew that was cooked last year at conferences. I think Cliff.
Wasn't that on an inside though? So technically your positioning was good.
Good. Yeah. Fair. It wasn't inside. Yeah, it wasn't inside.
No, it was low key.
And under.
No, the guy was cutting from
Towards
the break
open
side
side.
to the open side.
Okay.
And I was behind him. The throw was just terrible.
Oh, so
I was
it's
no,
awesome.
no matter how the throw was, I was.
You were
gonna get
getting
there.
that?
Like I knew as soon as the disc went up, I was gonna like beat the guy.
Yeah. I think I think Cliff does a good job baiting them. I think we have other guys who like actively bait them. So respect.
Dynamite's been doing it.
Yeah, Dynamite.
Python doing
We
it.
got faster
Oh,
too.
Python's been baiting since freshman year. He bait the around,
Uh-huh.
the swing,
Yeah.
and then he get cooked up line. 'Cause he was just
Why did he say that?
I think we have a full line of people who like can consistently get it.
But this was so Kama came over like a couple Sundays ago, and he's a ball talker, so he gave his like full like this is what he thinks should happen, and his idea was like on D you just put everybody who can like get blocks, and he's like if you just have a D full of guys who like can get blocks, like don't worry about the offense at all. Like how are you ever gonna lose? And this year like the hope is that the team is so well rounded that your guys who are traditional like defensive playmakers like they're gonna be good at offense too.
Yeah,
People's been moving me.
I mean, until you play against like a Cal where they just run through two guys and it's like it's really hard to get blocks on those guys because the types of throws that they're making aren't like blockable throws necessarily, right?
Listen, I mean, you played Mallard for 2 years on their D line. Like, I am not going to pretend that just because I made a stupid clip list that I have even the closest idea to some of the things. Yo, what's going on here?
Another special guest, or
Yeah, another. We got bombarded right when I was talking trash.
you keep going.
Yes.
Show your face for the camera for the
One of our special guests.
for a future week.
Yeah, future guest has just been here. Yes. But anyhow, okay, so far this has been really good. This has been a massive success of a pod. Okay, number one thing I need to say. I'm thinking about, the season in general. We're all excited, right? Everyone's, this is probably your last season. I heard there's been a little up in the air depending on what happens with where she stays.
It's not zero.
Non-zero? Yeah, and you have at least, you're looking at 3 years, including this one. Yeah, and so, but for some of us, me and the two people in the kitchen right now, like this is looking like almost for sure the last season, right? So we're all trying to have fun, but at the same time, you guys have already felt the intensity of the season, right? How serious everyone's taking it?
Oh, no, man. I don't know. These two guys have been rough. My Elo.
All three of us are in the dumps. I'm last, you're like third to last, and he's like fourth to last.
I think I won one game of
I think I'm like 2-7 right
yeah, us three are all in the dumps, so it's
real bad. And I'd love to say it's not my fault, but there's a certain point where you gotta take some responsibility.
for sure.
I know it's my fault.
I'm looking at it, and like in most cases, I'm looking for a way to deflect blame. But at the end of the day, only one person's last place. So
You're like last.
I'm last. Here's,
That's Have you won any games yet?
I won 2 games. I'm actually 2-8. But here's something I need to.
Where's the standings?
Here's something.
The standings.
Okay. Here's something I want to bring up though. At the end of last practice, somebody was asking who was last, and Bogo went to look at the list, and he sees my name, and he's like, "I'm not gonna say who's last, but there is someone who's last." And that just made me feel bad when I realized later I was last. And I was like, if I was tough, right? Like he would just say it. But it's like it makes me feel like a Make-A-Wish kid that like he just didn't want to say it, So I was like, this sucks.
Hey, your biggest op is number 1.
Yeah, I mean, this is another reason why this Elo system is cooked, right? We're gonna make the real.
Should we just list off the
Oh yeah, should we give us
yeah.
ratings?
Well, we should list the top 3, right?
Yeah, we'll list off the whole ranking.
Okay. Yeah. So it's Duke, Nico, HB, Pi, Shire, Ethan, Reese, Mike, Cyrus, Emp, Beer, Lamo, Red, Pico, me.
Man, we are. We gotta get these numbers up.
I know,
Otherwise,
man,
I feel like
I know.
I can't say much about the Elo right now. Let's get some comments from the guy who's at the top. But we'll
Small sample size. Small sample
Small
size.
sample
Right.
size.
You know.
That's
Yeah.
true.
He's 4-2. He's 4
What
and
am I? What's my record?
You 2-7.
How do we have different games played? How do we have different
Because you
games?
leave early, right?
And he
Yeah, but I have more. He's 4-2. I'm 2-7.
I was
You
only
missed
there
one
at the
day.
same practice. I wasn't at the first practice.
Oh, 'cause you're sick. Oh, so that doesn't even count then.
I do have a game for us to play.
Okay.
So
Is this-
you guys know I've been following the throwing tracker. I'm a chicken.
okay.
So there's 9 people who have thrown every day eligible so far, and there's 3 people who have thrown no days eligible so far.
No days.
So,
Oh, that's
Can you two knock out both of us?
no shot.
No.
Okay, every day we might be able to get Empire.
Gotta check. Sorry.
Empire's surely done every day. I bet LaCroix's done every day.
Empire's a no. LaCroix's a no.
Wow. I go.
That goes a yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna guess comma. No.
Comma's a no.
I was sick, and so
This is 8 people?
Yeah, 8 more people.
I think Nico. Is he on it?
Nico's a no. He's on it. He's a no.
you guys are bad at this game.
So bad at this game. Who's been asking to throw? Dynamite.
Dynamite's on here.
Vision.
Vision's on here.
Alamo?
Alamo's not on here.
Okay. I feel like we lost already.
Yeah, okay, can we do the
Let's do those.
Okay, 0. 0 throws?
So 1 because I gave 1 to everybody.
Okay.
But 0 in fact.
Okay. Well, I was gonna say me, but I actually threw on Tuesday.
You
before
did. You
practice.
did. So
So I'm not
you're
0.
safe.
I'm just not doing so hot right now.
Arcanine, is he sick?
Arcanine has thrown.
Keys?
He's has thrown. Both of them threw yesterday together.
I hate to do this to my boy, but Osiris.
Osiris is on here. Osiris is on here.
Does Capone count?
Capone has thrown.
How did it Okay, but maybe people threw on Tuesday just didn't mark it.
Okay, one of these guys, another person posted they threw with them, but this person didn't react at all.
So
Is
they
it
did
Shire?
No.
Shire's
Shire's going Shire's part of the everyday list. Really? Yes. He's been dialed this year.
Who hasn't thrown?
Duke?
Duke gets thrown every day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dude.
Is it Billy?
Billy has thrown every day. They didn't get him earlier.
Who?
Wait, so we only have Cyrus?
Yeah.
2 people that
Ozzy?
hasn't thrown?
Ozzy has thrown once.
Ozzy was at practice. Throwing. Who? Are there, is it one of them a rookie?
One of them's a rookie.
Is it Ethan?
No. Ethan's thrown. Once.
Reese?
Reese.
Reese hasn't.
Reese is not thrown. Although I threw with him today, so it changes today. But
Okay.
yeah.
So one
He was
more
one of them.
for turn.
The last guy, I'm just gonna give to you guys because it's unclear right now if he's on the team or not.
Oh, Evan?
No.
Wait.
It's a return. Return.
Oh, Turner?
Yeah.
Who's
Oh,
unclear?
Gigi?
No. Gigi's throwing every day.
Cliff?
Cliff.
Has Wing?
But Wing is throwing, and Wing said he threw with Cliff. But I can only go off the reactions.
Okay.
So yeah.
So maybe the reactions. Maybe
We have a small sample size.
We do have a small sample size. This game will.
If people aren't locked in, like reacting, that's gonna be tough.
But you think Osiris probably hasn't thrown?
No, I think he's probably throwing that
You
practice.
think so?
Yeah, he just has to
You say
react.
before
You think he
practice.
comes before practice?
I'm willing to go like 10 minutes early.
Oh, bro, I don't know, man.
And I think Osiris is like maybe the biggest slack bot of all time.
Okay, that part I give you. Did I tell you that after the Smaug channel was formed, he took a screenshot of the list of the people and he was said surprised to see your name here? To you? Yeah.
That's funny. That's funny. That's funny.
What did you say?
I was like, I said, why did he say that? And then we texted him and I asked him what percent was he worried? Because we all know the allegations going around. And he said he was 60% worried. So I don't know how you want to say
60.
that.
He was 60% worried.
60, 70%.
So yeah. Did we miss anything?
That was your list, man.
Yeah, it is
Your
my
list of
list.
talking points.
Yeah. Let me take a look before we
Talking points.
before we potentially wrap up. Yeah.
I guess we have one thing that we can finish off on. That should hopefully be quick.
I honestly got
Okay.
everything.
If you got everything, we got to figure out what to name this show.
Oh yeah, we do have to figure out what to name the show.
Leave a comment down below if you have any ideas.
Thank you.
For reference, our ideas right now are either Smaug Tua or Beat Boobs. The Beep Boop
Or
podcast.
Is this going to like public?
Yeah,
Okay.
of course.
Okay.
If you have any problem with anything that is said, we can happily censor it and unlist this podcast episode.
If you like, for example, like some of the stories I told earlier, like I didn't get permission, I guess, from everybody to tell such stories. But you know, if anybody is like, I do not want that out there on the internet, we'll unlist it and then we'll just throw it in the team. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's I'm with it.
Yeah, thinking of ideas for the name.
Yeah, we gotta get a name now.
We'll get something. We gotta get something good.
Yeah. I feel good about this Friday window. We get one guest in on here. I'm happy to have you back around if you want to serve as a third host, a behind the scenes guy potentially.
We could get a table thing going, maybe.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm all for bringing more people in on here, but this was a very successful. This was very
This was
fun.
a really good time.
Yeah,
We had a
this
good time.
was a really good time. Yes. Cliff has expressed interest in coming on next week. He wants to do some stuff.
Okay.
So he's a potential
I
next
think
guest.
next week is story night.
Oh, story night, sure. So we'll figure something out. But I want to get one out. I want to get one out per week.
During story, after story night. Story night reaction.
That'd be a good bit. That'd be a good bit.
Wait. Let's rank. Can you rank every story night you've been part of? Since for you it's just 2. For you it's 3. Have you been in all 3? Have you been all 3?
No, in last year's.
Okay.
My first one was the best, and my second one was not as good as the first one.
Really? I thought you might have said your first one was the worst.
No, the first one was a good time.
Okay.
First one, like 2 years ago, was a good time.
It was a good time. Last year's, some things didn't go well.
I wasn't at last year's.
And what else?
I didn't go.
Oh, we did it on a Thursday, so I couldn't partake in the 40.
Got it. Will you be partaking this year?
So we scheduled on a Friday.
Friday. It's a
I
Friday.
have a concert. And we might be going to a concert,
Dang.
unfortunately.
Okay.
Which I didn't realize. I forgot about.
Yeah.
But you know.
Surely this part gets cut out of the podcast. This is boring.
Yeah, we'll cut this.
Yeah, we'll cut
This
this
is
out.
just. This is just.
Well, Loki, let's just wrap it up so we can
All
talk
right,
about it.
let's get out of it.
So, anyways, I appreciate everyone who tuned into the first of hopefully many podcasts. I hope everyone had a good time. I certainly did. Right? And yeah, leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. Let me know who was lying in this episode, who had bad takes, and we will see you guys. We'll see you guys next
Who
time.
do you think is the biggest liar on Smaug? And
Yeah.
we'll start with that.
We'll leave
next
that in
week.
the comment. Yeah, we will. That'll be the first topic of next week. We'll cover that. That's a great one. Yep.
There we go.
Okay. Oh.
Wonderful.
When we have to like drive for